Our last prepared speech for tonight is Jennifer Roll, who will be doing level 3 skiways, Ecl3 Inspire audience. And her evaluator for tonight is Bruce Fork, who will be coming at this time to explain further on her speech.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is a great occasion. This is level 3. I mean, we're kicking butt here today.
Yes.
We started with the icebreaker, and now we're watching individuals with moving pathways. And our own Jenna here is going to be working level 3, which is fantastic. She's using one of what we call the electives, and you'll get the opportunity to see this is where you're inspiring the audience. 5-7 minutes. I can't wait to see how you approach this. I'm really looking forward to choices. There's not much else I can say here. I'm just ready to get started here. So, Madam Toastmaster, come back up here.
Please help me welcome Jennifer Roll doing choices. Choices, Jennifer Roll.
Thanks. It is in our moments of decision that our destiny is shaped. Tony Robbins. Every day, we get to make choices. Think about your day so far. How many choices have you made today? No, seriously, think about it. I'm going to ask you, how many choices have you made? Anyone, just volunteer.
2 made it a count.
Anyone else?
About 1,000.
Great. An adult makes an average of 35,000 choices every day. 35,000 choices every day. You're probably like, what the heck did I decide to do? This starts from the moment you open your eyes. Are you going to get out of bed, or are you going to snooze your alarm? Are you going to go to the gym, or are you not going to go to the gym? Are you going to eat an apple, or are you going to eat a brownie? Every day, we get to make choices. And these choices shape our destiny. Last year, an average Sunday, I was using my dad's car and I went to pick him up from work. And normally I wait outside because he takes forever to leave. He tries to get those extra minutes on the clock. It's so annoying. But on this day, I chose to go inside. And I sat at the bar, and there was a guy there sitting. He looked kind of drunk, and just struck up a conversation with me. And I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. We were talking about traveling, and he brought up all these different things. He's like, hey, let's exchange numbers. We'll hang out sometime. I was like, all right, cool. About a month later, I get a text from this guy. Hey, I heard of this club called Toastmasters. Would you want to come to a meeting with me? Ironically, a month prior, I was in Florida at a seminar, a Tony Robbins seminar, and there was a guy in my group with a fedora and a pin that said, ask me about Toastmasters. And in that moment, I thought, should I ask him? But I didn't. And a month later, I was invited to a meeting. I made the choice to come here with no idea what to expect. After the first meeting, Gary, who is our current president, high energy, what's up, guys? Woo! I was like, where am I? What's going on? After 2 meetings, I was invited to join, and so I did. I was really excited, and I was like, great, what a great opportunity to become a better speaker, a better leader. But what I got from Toastmasters was so much more. Not only do I feel more confident as a speaker and a leader, but this place has become my saving grace. In moments where I feel alone or sad, if I show up to a Toastmasters meeting, somehow I feel happy and fulfilled. You don't expect that small choices will bring you fulfillment. And that's what Toastmasters did for me. Every day, you get to make a choice. Am I gonna get up or am I not? Am I gonna go to the gym or am I not? These choices slowly bring you to where you're meant to be. But a lot of us live a life where we're not happy, or we're doing something that we don't love. So most of the time, we're on autopilot. And when you're on autopilot, your behavior patterns kick in. What are behavior patterns? This is your self-doubt. This is your worry. This is your fear. These are things that eventually become habits. And these habits steer you away from the path. Now, it's not the end of the world. You can always get back on your path. How do you get back on your path? By changing your behavior patterns. How do you change your behavior patterns? Listen, if I knew the answer to that, I would gladly say, this is it, it's one sentence, you can do it. But it takes consistent and intentional choices to get back there. Last year, I decided I hated my job. And every day I went to my job, I made myself miserable. I made a choice to make myself miserable. And for the past year, every day I went to work and something was wrong, or there was someone that was intentionally trying to make me mad. Why? Because I woke up and made the choice that that's how work was going to be for me. 3 months ago, the president of our company announces the company's closing. It was pretty exciting for me. Not because I didn't have to go to work anymore, but because I finally I was being forced to put myself in a better situation. Last week was my last week of work. I knew I was getting laid off on Thursday. On Monday, I woke up at 5 a.m. No alarm. I just woke up. I went for a run. I meditated for 30 minutes. I did affirmations. I wrote in my journal. I did all the things that make me happy, that I neglected because I chose to make myself miserable. Every day last week, I woke up earlier and earlier, 4:30, 3:55, and finally on Thursday, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. I texted my boss, "Good morning, I'm ready to go." She woke up at 5 and texted me, "What were you doing up so late?" And I told her, "I woke up, I'm so excited for my last day." I go into my exit interview, our head of HR, our president, and my boss are all sitting in the room. They're giving me my severance package, and I'm smiling. My boss is crying because she's so sad I'm leaving, and I'm smiling. When I went home, I realized I made a choice to be happy on my last week of work. While everyone was sad and upset that the company was closing, I made this intentional choice to be happy. This was my first week of retirement. And let me tell you, I made a choice to make the most of every single day. And I want to challenge you, if you're in a situation that makes you miserable or makes you unhappy, you can change it just by changing your mindset. You can make a choice. So what choice are you going to make today to live a more meaningful and purposeful life? Thank you.
And our final evaluator for the evening is Bruce Ford, evaluating Jenna Zorro.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So Jenna, congratulations first of all. Good job. Jenna's in the effective coaching module. And one of the things about effective coaching is that you're going to be in leadership capacity. And your game plan here is, how do I deliver a message in a powerful way that inspires, that resonates with the audience, my teammates or my spouse or whoever it is I'm trying to get onto my side and to help me move forward, help us move forward. How do we get those people involved? So we have to try to find a way to connect with the audience. So the first thing she did was she took this podium and just threw it aside and took charge of the speaking area here in a very confident way, a very relaxed, well-paced way. She made great eye contact with the audience, this side, that side over there. But even more importantly, she came up with a very powerful story about how the universe is opening up and how she found Toastmasters. That the first time she was with Tony Robbins, and he was boring. There was this hack out there that said, "Ask me about Toastmasters," and she refused to do that. And 30 days later, here it is, Toastmasters. And one of the things she shared with us that I found also true is that in this organization here, every club is slightly different, but it has the same intensity of very supportive, very nurturing, allowing you to test things out, to try things out for yourself here as you move through these modules. So she connected with us in a way that helped me relate to what it is she was trying to share with us, which was why we're here in Toastmasters. What is the call to action? And more importantly, she said, look, our minds are constantly very, very active. There's that conscious part of us that we think is running 100% of the time, but it's really our unconscious that gets us through the entire day. In fact, it's making some 30,000 choices for us each and every moment, each and every day. In this room alone, you probably made 1,000 choices here. So it's good that you're here because this is the best possible choice you can make by being in this space. And those are all the things that Jen shared with us. This particular project itself, which happens to inspire your audiences, how do you connect with the audience? How do you get the audience to review, reflect, and think about themselves and say, well, what can I do to improve myself? Can I improve myself? What steps do I need to take? How do I do that? All of these questions can be answered by you showing up here every other week for just 1 hour. 1 hour out of a given week is a very tiny, tiny part. And this is about integrity. Many of us lack integrity to our future selves. All you have to do, sometimes when we're talking about, what would you say to yourself if you were 10 years old? What would you say to your 10-year-old self? You come up with all these wonderful reasons. Well, you're in this space right now. This is your future now. What would you have said to yourself a year ago? And are you doing it right now? So we work on integrity here. It's like being true to our word. What are we doing to sustain ourselves, to take us to our better possible selves? So overall, Jen, you did a great job. I really can't wait. I'm supposed to take some bad things that you did. However, I wrote it down. They're very minor. I'm really looking forward for the next project where you really take command of the speaking area, really take that content, that subject matter that you want to share with the audience, even use more of your body language so that we can really get revved up and start signing up wherever you want us to sign up at. So good job. Keep it good.